Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section on social media. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This week is going to be pretty quiet, I think, as far as the watch list, because basically it's going to be pretty much everything that was on there last week. Market's down quite a bit this past couple weeks. So I'm looking at a possible bounce on the economic calendar. I don't see anything. I don't see no Powell. I don't see no Yellen. So I don't see anything of concern right now. But that can easily change based on news and stuff like that. So with that said, one of the things I'm going to be watching for tomorrow is we're going to get like a dead cat bounce, because the put to call ratio is up here, the highest it's been all year long. The last time it was this high was back in let's see, October 26, 2020, which is right here when it went down to the 20 moving average, which is the middle Keltner on the weekly, and that's where it is right now, and it's been bouncing there and there. So I'm not sure if SPY will go down lower this week. I mean, I'm kind of thinking that we'll probably end up having, like, we had a down day, then it had a relief bounce right here, and then we had more down, or started to go down more. We could end up seeing that. We could end up seeing a strong green day tomorrow. Then we could end up going lower in the week if the news is bad, or anything else comes in for surprises. So I'm not looking for a V recovery. I mean, it can, but I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for just a short-term bounce for a day or two to kind of bring down the put to call ratio, because right now it's just too many on the put side, and when there's too many people on one side, the market likes to do the opposite thing. So I think it's ripe for tomorrow to have a short squeeze and take everybody out of the puts and get everyone bullish again, and then just slam it on them. So we'll have to see if that happens, but that's what I'm thinking. Now on the bullish side, obviously they get pretty much the same stocks as last week. That's why I'm not going to go in them too heavy. Twitter oversold again, just getting hammered. RSI's below 20. I mean, I'd watch it over 40, 43. We'll round up 44, 45, 46. Every whole dollar is going to be a resistance on Twitter. 48, 50 will be a big round number. So watch Twitter for a bounce over, like I said, 43. Then Roku, I've been watching for such a long time. This thing just cannot bounce. It just keeps going lower and lower and lower. I mean, this thing's going to probably end up going back up to probably 350, 400 in the next couple months if it could ever start getting momentum behind it. But every time it starts to get momentum behind it, it just doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, I'll be watching Roku again for, like, this might be the fourth or fifth week, over 210 for a push to 230, 240, 250. I think that, I've been saying this for a couple weeks. Roku, if it can just have its strong day, I think that it could really have a really strong rally. And I know it's down to 205 right now, but I mean, Roku's one of those stocks, you blink, it could be 350 in a couple weeks. So you just don't know. And it can have 20, 40, $50 days in a single day. So I mean, you could get over 210 right here, and it could be 250 in a flash. So definitely watch Roku again. Disney, same thing. Oops, for some reason I couldn't type Disney. There we go. Disney, the same thing. I'd be watching it over Friday's highs, 148 for push to 150, 155, 160. Get gap resistance right here in the 165 area. It's going to probably likely reject that from earnings. So definitely be watching Disney. And PayPal. PayPal, I think I had a pretty decent day. Actually, week. No, with the day was Thursday, I was thinking of. But yeah, I would watch PayPal over 187 for a push to 195. 200 be a big psychological number. 205, 210, and gap resistance right here in the 212, 215 area. So watch for that. Snap, same thing. Just so many of these stocks are just beaten down. Bullish divergence, RSI is going up, is just making lower lows. So I would watch it over 40, 48 for push to 50, 52. Basically every hold number will be a resistance 54, 56. So I don't think it's going to get over the 60 level for gap resistance. So definitely have to keep an eye on that. Now on the bearish side, same thing as last week, watching QCOM and DLTR. So QCOM, it's going to be a very short video because there's really not much that that I'm going to go over, and plus the gap ups and gap downs are going to play a huge role in how the stocks play. So and I'm sure we're going to have some big gap up and gap downs this week, and just changes the whole dynamic of the play. That's why you need to be in the room, because you don't want to be on the wrong side or have the wrong mentality going into the day. And yeah, so QCOM, I would watch it underneath this 173 area for push to 170. I mean, you got this 168 level right here that's pretty big. Then 160, you can get gap support right here at the 155 area. So it will likely probably try to bounce right there. Always likes to test the gap resistance and gap support at least once before breaking through it. So watch QCOM on the short side, DLTR, Dollar Tree. It did come down a little bit, and now it's just been consolidating right here. We'll have to see if it'll actually drop more. So I would watch it underneath, you could say 135 for push to 130. Then you get gap support right here in the 125, 120 area. And it will most likely probably bounce right there. So plus you get like a bit of a head and shoulders right here on the hourly. You know, you get the left, the head, and the right shoulder. I mean, if it gets below this 130 level, it really gets some momentum, drop down to 120 pretty fast. So yeah, that's all I get for the bearish side. I mean, this week is going to be a tough week to figure out what SPY's going to do. I mean, SPY's all over the place. I mean, we got this kind of mess right here back in the Delta variant, and we could end up seeing the same thing. I mean, we got kind of like this look right here, and we have had this really big, what do you want to call it, gap down day right here where it's all by itself and just has a relief. So it's kind of stayed within its ranges right here, the 455 area. So I don't think we're going to get that big gap down. I don't know. We don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm thinking that we're going to end up having this kind of a move right here, a couple green days, then maybe more downside Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll have to see what happens. And what the news will have a big impact on how SPY reacts and stuff like that. So that's why you needed to be in a room, and that's gonna do for the watch list. Like I said, it's gonna be short because I think there's gonna be a relief bounce, and those are the ones I'll be watching. So that's gonna do it. Thank you for watching.